What's going on, guys? Back at you again, and we're just gonna go right through these two games that will be happening this weekend. And I don't know how to put this, but without saying too much, but if you looked at the money and you looked at all the bets, a lot of money is on the Commanders, and a lot more money is on the Bills. So, if you've been listening to me for a while, you know I always go on the opposite side of the money, especially when it comes to big time games or standalone games. I always do it, and it usually comes to fruition because the NFL and Vegas and stakeholders and all these people and gamblers are greedy and are all about the money. So, with that being said, Commanders, none of us even know how they made it this far. It's been pure Jaden Daniels willpower. I almost think that they just want him in the Super Bowl just to give us a show, because we can't get Lamar and Mahomes in the Super Bowl. That's not something we'll ever get. We'll never get something like that. So the closest thing we'll ever get to Mahomes versus Lamar in the Super Bowl is Jaden Daniels. Think about it. Jaden Daniels is basically just like Lamar. He could, command an audience to come watch him just on sheer willpower, watching him back there. Most of us don't even get to watch him play in that Washington market. Not many people get to even see him play, so that means not many people even know his greatness or know how great he is on TV. You know what I mean? You only see highlights, which is great, but I mean a whole game, just seeing how he works a game. Not many people see that. We've all seen Jalen Hurts work a game, and it's nothing special, None of us are in awe of his passing acumen or his passing ability, He's known as a scrambling running quarterback. And right now, he's hurt. I don't know if he can run around like the way he did a couple years ago, or, before all the hits started mounting. He just doesn't look the same to me. Like Jalen Hurts doesn't look the way he looked 2, 3 years ago when he was in the Super Bowl. He just doesn't, and neither does anyone else on his team. Even though his team, they are where they are, I know, but their NFC's weak. Let's be honest. It's a very weak division and conference. They have a lot of guys returning, although they had guys that they lost, like Kelsey and other guys. But it's basically the same teams over and over. Niners got a down year, so the Eagles got lucky. It would have probably been the Niners versus the Commanders if the Niners weren't in the dumps. But that's neither here nor there. Because right now the Eagles, all they do is run the ball. The Commanders, they have the defense. They got guys to stop the run. Like their defense isn't as bad as people think. Obviously, they're in the NFC Championship, so they have to be somewhat good. But their defense is underrated, I would say. Like, I'd say their defense is very underrated. And I wouldn't be surprised if they basically can stop the Eagles from doing what they've been doing to everyone. Like, no one. Well, based on the money, everyone thinks it's going to happen. So I think it could happen, but because of the money, I got to go the other way. I wanted it to happen, but when I saw the money, I was like, damn, man. Jaden is not going to win. Or at least he's not going to cover. But the Eagles the spread is, I think they're a 6-point favorite. So the only way that they would cover is by winning. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, I'm taking the Eagles to win that game, guys. I don't feel good about it. Like, I want to see Washington versus the Chiefs. Like, that would be so fun to watch. Honestly, it would be fun to watch Washington versus the Bills, too. But I kind of want to just get this three-peat out of the way. I just want to just stop talking about it, Like, I want us to just stop talking about it. Because if another team has the opportunity, we won't talk about it as much because the team already did it. So let's just get this three-peat out of the way. Let's finally get this stupid breakup over with, and move on with our lives. But if they don't break up, a four-peat is on the horizons, guys. Like I said, because Taylor Swift is not signing on with a loser. She is not signing on to lose on camera. It's not happening. She has way too much money and way too much fame to deal with that type of embarrassment. I just can't see it. Her on camera crying and moping because they lost and all that, and her never wanting to go to a game again because of the humiliation. That would be so bad for the NFL. They wouldn't want to risk losing the audience that they just claimed. So I just can't see it. Call me crazy, but it's a market, it's a business, and it's driven by money and dollars. So it makes sense, you know. And the Chiefs, let's face it, man, they are a powerhouse. They're a juggernaut. Their defense is great. I know their offense, people have been saying, oh, their offense isn't as great. But who do you know? What do you know? Maybe they've been doing that on purpose. Maybe they've been just skating by so they can really open up their playbook for the playoffs. Because you got to think there is so much film on the Chiefs that people, like, that's their Super Bowl every time they play the Chiefs. So the Chiefs, they got to be creative. They got to be vanilla but effective at the same time. So think about it. You gotta beat 18 teams or 17 teams, right? Or try to beat 17 teams, and they have film on you. And there's other years of film on you. So you gotta come up with different plays to beat these people. Do you know how hard that is? To do time in and time out and win repeatedly. And I know some games are ugly, some games they win by a lot, but they're just trying to win and just get through the games. And then when they get to points like Buffalo, right, and the Super Bowl, that's when you'll see them open up their playbook. That's when you'll see them run plays that you haven't seen all year. That's what happens in football, because there's only so many different plays you can run and combinations and things you can do that they can catch on camera and know what you're going to do. So if you keep doing that stuff, and there's stuff that you keep in your back pocket hidden for teams later in the year so that they can't scout it. And you hit them with it in the game where they haven't seen it. That's why, you notice in the Super Bowl when the Chiefs ran those motion plays, motion back plays, they hadn't shown those plays all year long until that point. That's my point. They have plays that they are not even ever going to use until the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. They probably have two separate playbooks just for those games. You know what I mean? Not entire playbooks, but at least 10, 20, 30 plays that are brand new that they haven't shown all year long to any other team. You better bet your ass that they have at least 10 to 30 plays set aside for the Bills and whoever, the Eagles and the Commanders. And that's on defense and offense too, because that's how you have to do it. That's what the good teams do, and that's what a team like the Kansas City Chiefs has to do. And Andy Reid has been known to have hundreds of plays, guys. So a guy like that, I think he's almost in his 70s. He has so much football knowledge, so many plays. Oh my goodness, guys. Between him, Mahomes, Matt Nagy, and I'm not even talking defense either. There's so many offensive minds. They can draw up brand new plays in a hurry, quick, fast, in a hurry, and just have you spin in your head. You know what I mean? When you have three great minds like that can just be on the same page and think of something quick and effective, it's so hard. It's very hard to defend. And I just don't think the Bills have it like that. I know they're a good team. They're constructed well. They got a run game. They don't turn it over. But Sean McDermott is not as clever as Andy Reid and Matt Nagy and Mahomes together. He's just not. McDermott has his moments. He has some good situations and skills. He has good things to build upon, but he's just not as clever. He's just not as vigilant as those guys are, especially in these moments that he's never been in before. These guys have been there, done that, what is he going to do when the pressure's on in the fourth and they have to make a decision? Is he going to choke? Is he going to make the right decision? These are questions we don't know, but we know Andy Reid is capable of doing such, So I can't pick against Mahomes. I'm not an idiot. I'm not picking against Michael Jordan, in the finals or a big game, I'm not picking against Tom Brady. You know what I mean? There's just certain guys you don't pick against. And I'm just not picking against the NFL's prized possession. And until they're beat, I can't go that way. So I'm picking the Chiefs, guys. I'm going with the Chiefs until they prove otherwise, until they lose. I gotta go that way, guys. I don't care what anyone says. But at the same time, Madden will reveal that to us in the next week or two. Even though I haven't really been on Madden, I'll start getting on Madden in the next couple of weeks so I can see what they got going on, and then we'll talk about that. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and join me for the Super Bowl.